All right, what's going on? Chuck D fired Flavor Flav. Public Enemy fired Flavor Flav.
First the Fat Boys breakup.
This is crazy to me just because like Public Enemy was political for me.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would
for
argue
everyone.
I don't know if Flav agrees.
Oh, yeah, and some of his comments.
Give the listeners some background on this.
The background here is
Public Enemy was doing a show at a at a Bernie Sanders rally or whatever they call it, convention, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, one of those things.
Bernie Sanders invited Chuck D to come and perform at a Bernie Sanders event.
Chuck D as Public Enemy Radio is what he performs under with the S1Ws and his DJ and hype man.
Yeah, but I guess this was promoted as just Public Enemy.
Yeah.
I think the radio.
That's what Flav was saying.
I think the radio is always kind of in small font.
Okay, well, Flav's point is you are not Public Enemy by yourself, and I do not endorse any of these candidates. So what the fuck does the flyer say Public Enemy for? Take it off. Yeah, I don't want to fuck with that. And then we got something that said Flavor Flav has been fired from Public Enemy. And I was shocked because I was like, damn, I thought they'd been fired, Flav.
Yeah, Flav
Public
hasn't toured with them in a very long time.
I saw Public Enemy perform a few years ago, and there was no Flav.
Yeah.
Like, show still went. Not to knock Flav and what he's contributed.
Of course not.
But I just didn't know. I didn't know how together they still were.
The first headline I saw was Public Enemy, Chuck D fires Flavor Flav from Public Enemy for not endorsing Bernie Sanders. And I said, this is what broke the straw for Chuck D for Flav?
No,
this is what's kicking him out?
I don't think it was that specific. They've had underlying
for years.
For years.
Though I think Chuck D can perform just fine as Chuck D.
Chuck D is phenomenal.
The flyer doesn't need to say Public Enemy Radio as a way to get around that. Like, you could just be Chuck D and be fine.
I agree. Or maybe a different name of some sort.
I think the name Chuck D holds a lot of weight.
It does. Or find a different name entirely.
Chuck D of Public Enemy, same shit.
Yeah. There's a million ways to do it. And I do agree that it can be misleading, even with the radio in there. Like, if I saw Public Enemy, I would go to the show, and then Flav wouldn't be there. And I would be disappointed. So I get that. I absolutely get that.
Now, I don't know about Chuck saying... Chuck said, spoke at Bernie Sanders' rally with at Enemy Radio. If there was a bag, Flav would have been there front and center. He will not do free benefit shows. Sued me in court the first time I let him back in. His ambulance lawyer, and I don't even know what an ambulance lawyer is.
That means someone that follows the ambulance because they know there'll be a lawsuit. Someone that chases cases.
Got it.
Like, they're not.
Got it.
They're not,
I know
they're
what
not
that
the greatest lawyer.
I know what that is.
Yeah, they hang out in the courtroom to be like, yo, what's going on with your DUI case?
Yeah, trust me, I know. Yeah, they chase the bullshit.
Yeah.
His ambulance lawyer sued me again on Friday, and so now he stays home and better find rehab. The two statements I don't like in that are Flav would have been there front and center if there was a bag attached. That is an assumption I like to be fact-based. We cannot say, he can infer that. Is infer the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Here. He can infer that because
he did infer
because
that,
he
though.
knows Flav, but that is not fact-based. And I have a problem
could be
with...
From his experience. He sued me in court the first time I let him back in. Like, he could be suggesting, yeah.
And I have an issue with the better find rehab part. That's
a low blow.
There's a more
that was the only one.
There's a more tactful way to go about that if that is your concern about Flav. Flav responded to this by saying that he's been clean for 10 years. No, I don't have to support any political candidate, and you alone are not the voice of Public Enemy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And I respect and love both of them musically.
This was damn near my introduction into hip-hop.
Yeah, me too. Not long after, at least.
Yeah.
They were early. They were everywhere. You know, Public Enemy was huge. Multi-platinum. The white boys wore Public Enemy shirts. Like, they were everywhere.
I would love a Public Enemy shirt right now.
I think I
go to Urban Outfitters.
No, I don't want my shit from there. I'm cool on that.
But it's sad. Yeah, it's sad.
I'm sad.
Yeah, I'm sad. But again, it's something they've had beef in,
About what?
a bunch of shit. He was Chuck was mad about Flav being on the all the reality shows. He felt like they were depicting him in a negative way. Yeah, they had beef over. There's a bunch of shit over the years, but that was the most recent and biggest one I think that I can recall.
I mean, this is kind of the other side of the coin in our music business talk, not just hip hop specific at all. Groups don't stay together, and whether that be business or personality or anything, just this business period will drive any successful group away from each other.
Yeah,
It always comes down to just when you talk about group, the money.
the money, communication, but it's a lot of shit. Like I said, if a big thing for them as a group, but there's been a lot of shit over the years. Was the reality show that doesn't really have anything to do with money. He was mad about how he was being depicted. He felt the networks were depicting Flav in an unfavorable way, and so he was mad that Flav was letting them do that, I guess. So that's not really about money.
And I think Fife Converse so never brought up money. He just said him and Q-Tip didn't get along.
Right.
I think that was a case of knowing someone since you were in kindergarten and you just spent way too much time, like you're fighting like actual family.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a money issue. I just think it's a music issue.
That would suck to be in a group with somebody you don't get along with.
Yeah.
I thank God that wasn't my group experience, because that's like that brings up these frivolous beefs. Like, no, you can't use the name of the group ever because
Yeah,
that's
that's
us and not you. Like, fam.
Which is fair though.
No.
No,
It
it's
is
fair.
It's fair
It's
and
definitely
valid.
fair.
But I mean,
As a fan, it's fair because, like I said, if I went to a Public Enemy show and it wasn't Public Enemy, as in Flav and Chuck, then I would be disappointed. So
That's how the Temptations got my mom to the show. There was not one member from the Temptations there. She's like, "Hit me! I'm at this Temptation show. These guys look about 35."
yeah, my mom went to see Morris Day in the Times. It was a whole new time.
Times changed.
No, time changed.
Times changed, for sure. Times definitely changed.
Yeah, man, I hope they work this out because it's disappointing. It's disheartening.
yeah,
It's disheartening for the hip hop kid in me.
yeah, me too.
It's disheartening. Public Enemy taught me, if they weren't my introduction to hip hop, they were my introduction to
Revolution.
morality in hip hop. Like actually standing for a cause and being about that and rebelling.
Yeah,
Them and X Clan.
yeah,
So shout out to Chuck D, shout out to Flavor Flav.
absolutely.
And not to take away from anything Flavor Flav has accomplished in reality TV.
No, legend.
Kind of led the way in a lot of cases.
He's a pioneer.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
sure. Definitely.
And the
That's
best.
why I was saying, why would
best
Chuck
hype
be
man of
mad?
all
I think Flav
tongue
was
kiss, tongue kiss delicious.
I forgot about that.
You were saying
How
why,
could you
why
forget?
doesn't why would Chuck be mad?
No, I was saying
How could you
I don't think
forget?
Flav
Look
was.
what's lodged into your memory forever, for eternity.
I don't think Flav was
The
depicted in a
Flav
negative
delicious
light.
kiss.
I think that they
Delicious, no.
I think Chuck
You
felt
don't
like
need to do
he was
this.
a caricature, being used as a caricature.
Flav is a character, though.
No doubt,
He's a personality.
no doubt.
In fact, I think more people fell in love with Flavor Flav as a result of his reality shows. Because you saw a side of him you didn't see from the entertainer.
That may be true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think
He had a.
I
don't know. If,
I could also see Chuck's side of saying, "Look what we were before, and how you're portraying yourself now on VH1."
yeah.
I
that
can
was
see
Flav in the
Chuck's
group,
point
though.
of view.
No, he wasn't.
He was bright, colorful, wacky.
Yeah, but he
doing
was still
with-
saying some shit.
So you want him to say some shit with ladies in a room? He was in his
Well,
ladies
no,
bag.
I know. I completely listen. I understand. I
Yeah,
just I
like-
can understand how it would look like a caricature situation.
Yeah.
I can understand why
But
why Chuck
Flav
would
is a
do that.
character.
Absolutely,
right.
absolutely.
Man,
I was trying to figure out how we got here, but I get it now.
And love to Delicious for being newly engaged. As well.
Congratulations
Congratulations.
to Delicious. Friend of the show.
Absolutely friend of the show.
I love Delicious.
Me too.
Don't think that was a shot because she
No.
kissed Flav. Like, she'll talk about it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't think it was bad at all.
Yeah.
She'll joke about it with you.